When you go through setbacks, you can complain, talk about what you've lost, or you can get in agreement with God and talk about restoration. Father, thank you that what was meant for my harm, you're turning to my advantage. You said that no weapon formed against me will ever prosper. Thank you that I will recover everything that I've lost. This is what God did for Job. He not only restored what he'd lost, but God gave him twice what he had before. He was more blessed after the challenge than he was before. God makes the enemy pay for bringing the difficulty. Verse 16 says, Job went on to live another 140 years after the challenge and saw his children and grandchildren. He died an old man who had lived a long, good life. He didn't die bitter, lonely, discouraged. Just like God promised, nothing was missing. He had his health, his family, his business, peace, abundance. He didn't look like what he had been through. If you would have told him in the middle of the difficulty, when he had boils all over his body, sitting in the ashes, that one day he was going to be happy, healthy, living an abundant life, he would have thought, how could that be possible? That's the way our God is. Don't judge the rest of your life by what's come against you now. God is saying to you what he said to Job, nothing is going to be missing. You may be missing joy, missing children, missing health. Life has thrown you a curve. You don't see how it could ever work out. God has it already figured out. Like Job, you're not going to look like what you've been through. When God gets finished, nobody will be able to tell you went through the cancer, through the breakup, through the pandemic, through the loss. You're going to come out stronger, healthier, more fulfilled. A good family, blessed, prosperous. Get that down in your spirit. Yes, something may be wrong now, but God is not finished. Your time is coming. The scripture says God set an end to Job's difficulty. Just like there was a start to that problem, there was an end to that problem. An end to the sickness, an end to the addiction, an end to the limitations. When God says it's time to restore, all the forces of darkness cannot stop him. Whatever you've lost, whatever looks permanent, whatever you think has limited your life, there's about to be a shift. God is going to suddenly thrust you into healing, bring the right people, turn the business around, give you joy, peace, victory like you've never seen. I talked to a young lady. She and her husband had been trying to have a baby for many years with no success. Her dream from the time she was a little girl was to have a child. Her mother had a hard time conceiving, and her grandmother, it ran in the family. After taking all the fertility treatments, doing everything medically speaking that she could, the doctor told her that it wasn't going to be possible. There was nothing more they could do. For months, she would get up in the morning weeping, so heartbroken. One day she was driving to work and she flipped on our Sirius XM channel. I was talking about how God has the final say, how he can do what medicine can't do. She said something came alive on the inside. She wasn't raised in church. She believed in God, but she never heard anything like this. She started reminding God what he promised, that children are a gift from the Lord. All through the day, instead of getting discouraged, she would thank God that her baby was on the way. When she was tempted to get down, she would go out in the car and listen to another message to help her faith stay built up. 2 weeks ago, she called weeping. This time, they weren't tears of sadness, they were tears of joy. She had just found out she was 10 weeks pregnant, not with one baby, but with twins. The doctor said, I don't know how it happened. He had no explanation. That's what God promised, that nothing is going to be missing in your life. Thoughts will tell you, it's never going to happen. Man, you'll always be barren, always be lonely, always be addicted, always struggle. Don't believe those lies. God sees what you've lost. He knows what wasn't fair, what's holding you back. It's not permanent. The baby is coming. The freedom is coming. The dream is coming. The abundance is coming.